Alright, we're back at Mando Season 2, Episode 1 here, and I gotta say, this was just. I'm just so glad. Well, this is only Episode 1, but I'm so glad so far that they don't have all this woke bullcrap and weirdo tranny garbage in this. It's just a real awesome show still. So, at the beginning, he's meeting this guy at this boxing match, which is some sort of, I don't know, like a wannabe Jabba the Hutt guy or something. And you got Gamorrean guards fighting here, and here's the guy that he's meeting. He's trying to get information about another Mando, and this guy is trying to get him to trade his armor or the kid, and he just wants the information. And then this guy just decides he's gonna take the kid, and I don't want to ruin a lot for you here, but a big fight breaks out and it's pretty good. So, anyways, he got some information and he's off to Tatooine to figure out where this other Mando is. So, on season 1, this lady is on here and she fixes his ship and stuff and was watching the kid for him, and she's trying to buy the baby Yoda and all this, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not selling him," and all this, and she says she might know something about where a Mando might be, and she lends him her speeder bike thing, and he takes off, and now this is pretty cool. Like, I like that the Mando can talk to the Sand People. I mean, any other time you've seen the Sand People, he is they're just trying to attack you and kill you, and they're like savages and all this, and this guy's sitting down talking to them and trying to get information, and they tell him about a town where they seen a Mando or something, and he heads over to the town, and he's asking the bartenders, like, have you seen another Mando here? And the bartender's like, well, what does he look like? And he goes, well, he look like how I am here with the helmet and all this. And here we have, at the get-go, you think might be Boba Fett, but Boba Fett was a lot more built than this guy, so the Mando's sizing him up, going, who are you, and what is this? And so the guy comes over and sits down and takes off the helmet. So the Mando knows that this guy is not an official Mandalorian. He's just some thief guy or something. He's not quite sure yet. And then we find out it's that guy from the Justified show, or the bad guy as I know him from The Girl Next Door, that movie. This guy's a pretty decent actor, though. I mean, I was almost thinking they should have cast him as the Mandalorian. I mean, he's been in a lot of shows. I think he was in the Hitman movies, if I remember right. So the Mando's like, you better give me that armor because I know you're not a Mando and all this. And he's like, oh, is that how it's gonna be and all this? I'm the marshal here and I say what goes. And the Mando's like, I'm gonna take it from you if you don't give it to me anyway. So like they have this intense standoff for like a couple of minutes. And then the next thing you know, the whole town is shaking. And they got this giant worm thing headed towards the town. And they're just looking at this thing going down the street here. And I mean, this thing is huge. So it goes underneath them and then it comes back and it eats this poor bantha. So the Mando's like, what's going on here? What is this? And he's like, oh, this thing's been terrorizing us for years. We can never kill this stupid thing and all this. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If you can kill this thing so it stops attacking us here, I'll give you the armor. So the Mando agrees to it. I mean, I guess they gotta tap the story, so Mando agrees to the deal. So on the way there to where this thing lives, this guy's telling his backstory. So when the Empire fell and the second Death Star blew up, this mining alliance came into the town. Now this part I don't get because the guy's telling Mando that these guys came in and they shut up the town, but then they made them slaves. So I'm like, well, why would if you need slaves, why would you be shooting the town up and doing all this? And they do that. They show them going into the bar here, and they're just shooting the hell out of everybody in the bar for no reason, this alliance thing. So this guy barely escapes, and he's wandering the Tatooine desert about to die of dehydration and everything, and the Jawas see him, and they let him in there, and they give him water and stuff, and he stole some crystals from them. So they want these crystals really bad, so he says, okay, I'll give you the crystals for that armor there, which is, as you can see, Boba Fett's armor. So this guy takes Boba Fett's armor and comes back to the town and starts killing these mining alliance people. And then they try to escape, and he locks onto them with Boba Fett's backpack missile and just blows them out of the ground. They're just totally gone. So all of these mining alliance idiots are completely gone. I mean, that's how powerful Boba Fett is apparently, but he couldn't escape his clumsiness from Han Solo in the Sarlacc pit, but we'll see about that later. So Mando is getting the Sand People to work with him, and this fake Boba Fett guy is like, I'm not going to work with these savages and all this. And he's like, look, we're going to have to do this or we're all dead here if you want this to be done. We need the Sand People. We need reinforcements to kill this thing. So he gets them all organized to kill this thing. So here they are. They're all outside where this thing lives. So they start setting up all these booby traps and catapult things here, and they dig this big hole in the ground with a bunch of bombs because apparently this thing, its stomach is its weak spot, so they're trying to drag it out to get it to move on top of these mines they got to blow this thing up. So they have this big fight. This is really cool. I like watching this thing where you now can see it's a crate dragon from that Galaxies game back in the day. So they're just shooting the hell out of this thing, and it's doing nothing to this thing. This thing is just eating them like he just sees a buffet here. So they're trying to fight this thing for like 20 minutes, and I mean this thing really, I mean, he kills more Sand People in minutes here than Anakin did taking out that whole camp. I mean, this guy makes Anakin Skywalker look like a joke what he did to the Sand People. This thing just going to town here with a full stomach. So then the other people, everybody's shooting, trying to kill this thing, and they can't get it down, and it's just this big mess. And so then they're trying to get this thing to go further out from the mines, but it won't do it. It keeps going back, and they keep trying to get it out, and this thing's shooting acid now, and I mean, it's just racking up kills on Sand People. Why they did not set these mines closer to the cave entrance is beyond me. It was really stupid watching that part, because I'm like, all you had to do was put those bombs closer to the cave. Instead, it's like, oh, we got to get this thing out more. We got to get it out. We got to get it out. And in the meantime, I mean, This thing is just slaughter. It's just slaughtering tons of sand people. I mean, he's just racking up kill after kill after kill. So they finally get it out enough, and he sets the mines off and or detonates them, and man, this thing is just like it's just like it's invincible. Like it hurt it, but it just pissed it off. So it disappears, and they're looking for it. So the next thing, it's up here on top of the mountain, shooting acid at them again, and just more sand people die. More sand people die. I mean, I lost track of the count of how many sand people died on this episode, man. So the Mando and fake Boba Fett decide, oh, we're gonna go fly around and solo this thing. So they fly up there and they're trying to shoot it and do all this, and this thing's just like, screw off. I'm trying to eat sand people here, and it's just doing nothing to it. I mean, they're just shooting it point blank with their high-end rifles and everything, so they realize that doesn't work, so the Mando decides he's gonna get the, he tells fake Boba Fett, shoot a missile at this thing, get its attention, so it gets its attention, so now it's coming straight for Mando and this bantha with all the bombs on it, so, you know, he hits fake Boba Fett and he flies off, and this thing swallows Mando and this poor bantha with all the explosives on it. So the Mando uses his taser thing on that gun he has on the insides of this crate dragon, and then he flies out of there and he detonates the bombs from the inside, and that finally kills this damn thing. So it's officially dead. He just killed this thing, man. It just finally died, so that was pretty much it. So here's a flashback for you SWG players. He's got a crate pearl there, which used to be used for lightsabers and such, for making the sabers in that Star Wars Galaxies games, if you guys ever played that. And the Mando takes off, and this guy's watching it. And guess who this guy is? That's Boba Fett. That's OG Boba Fett right there, the real deal. So he made it out of the Sarlacc pit. I always thought that was a stupid death for Boba. I mean, that when I watch Return of the Jedi, even now, I'm just like, I can't believe they did Boba Fett like that. I mean, he's just such a badass. And oh, I like this, and he looks like he's been burnt by the acid or something. So I don't know if that crate dragon fought the Sarlacc pit, or I hope they show it how he got out of there, because I really like to see that. So that's pretty much it. That's the end of this episode, is Boba Fett's just watching the Mando drive by with his armor. So that was this episode. Now I want to discuss some things on here. Okay. I'm not like a hardcore Star Wars lore guy or anything, but I do know that crate dragons don't go underground and burrow like that Tremors movie. I don't know why they were doing that. It would have made more sense if the crate dragon just flew in there, actually. Well, I can't remember if they had wings or not. I haven't played Galaxies in years, but it would have made more sense if it flew in there, or just it came into the town and was just tearing the town and they were fighting it then. But they decided to have it going underground like that Tremors movie, so I mean, it's just a minor complaint. I'm just really glad that there is a show that we can watch again so far. I mean, this is only episode 1, without all of this woke, politically correct garbage political crap in here. It's just a good, kick-ass show of this guy fighting people and doing stuff, and I really hope they keep to this. I mean, now we got Boba Fett on here. And you know, the other thing is, I'm seeing a lot of reviews where people are angry about Boba Fett and they think this episode sucks and everything. And I mean, I loved this episode. I mean, it's kind of hard. The whole thing with Boba Fett, I mean, well, put it this way, there was a rumor going around that what was supposed to happen was some girl, and I can't remember her name, but Katie Sackhoff, that girl that plays on Battlestar Galactica, she was supposed to get the armor somehow, and then she was pretending to be the new Boba Fett or something, so Boba Fett was a woman or something, and I mean, that could still happen theoretically at this point, but so far that hasn't been the case. But I do remember hearing that rumor that she supposedly got the armor from Jawas and that she was supposed to be the new Boba Fett. But I mean, on this episode that didn't happen. But that was my only minor complaint with this show was the crate dragon going underground and all this. And I don't know. Then I hear people talking about KOTOR, and I can't remember on KOTOR, but I keep hearing something about KOTOR did it better where you were fighting a crate dragon and it didn't take you 60 people and all this, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know, I just haven't played KOTOR in years, so I don't remember, but anyways, so far the Mando is still good. There's none of this woke, weirdo political crap on it so far. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you at episode 2.